You FaceTimed me, and then you hung up immediately. And then I was like, I don't know if I should call you back because if there is someone and I let them know where you are by calling you, that was my fear. Can you give us...
right there searching.
She was like, can you give us,
Dude, no.
So they all
I
left.
seriously believe that somebody was definitely in that basement.
Thank you guys so much. Roam around the house just to make sure that, you guys feel safe before we leave. And if there's like anything questionable, let us know.
We won't call you back if you hear anything.
Okay. Do you want us to stick around?
Stay for like 2 minutes.
Okay, you got it. Thank you so much. Sure.
Hey guys, it's Cody Orlove back today with another YouTube video. Today I'm here with my girlfriend Zoe Laverne, and we came to address a few things. As you guys can tell by the title, we're going to be addressing that. Before the video does actually start, I do want to mention that my team and I are working on security. We're getting security cameras, we're getting everything locked and in check so that this does not happen again.
It was around 1 a.m. and Lexi and I were sitting on the couch watching a movie, and we had ordered Postmates and we went outside to get them. And when we went outside to get them, when you come to our house, there's a side door to the left. It's kind of like a basement area, has a bathroom and stuff, and nobody goes in there. And we had heard like a ping pong ball or like some type of ball hit the floor, and like them catching it, hit the floor, and then them catching it. And like, we didn't really think anything of it. We were just like, oh, whatever. So we grabbed our food, we went inside and finished our movie. Well, in the middle of our movie, we heard a really loud bang. And that's when I told her, I was like, all right, let's get up. So my first intention was, you know what, I'm gonna go live, because I feel like if anything was to happen, like they would know, and like they could call the police on whatever happens or something. So I went live automatically, and I was like telling them like what we were hearing, and we went outside, and in the backyard, when you leave the backyard, you turn left, there's like a stairwell that goes down, and that's where that area is. And I told Lexi, I said, turn on your flashlight, turn on your flashlight. Like, I continuously told her to turn it on so if we could see anything. And when she had turned on her flashlight, we heard like 5 or 4 big pounds, like huge pounds. And we started running because we didn't know what was going on.
And keep in mind, I wasn't at home. I had no idea that this was going on. I was not contacted or anything. I was at my friend's house. And right when I was leaving, I FaceTimed Zoe, and Zoe's just like bawling her eyes out, and everyone was like so serious, and I was just calling that I was on my way home to let Zoe know. Once again, I was never contacted that this was happening, so I had no idea. And I even asked Lexi and Zoe if it was a prank or if I was being pranked, because it seemed like so unreal. And then my heart dropped when I realized that they weren't, so I headed over home right away. So I'm driving very fast on the way home, obviously including my own safety, but I wanted, to make sure that they were safe, but obviously I'm not that big or bulk, so I can't do that much. But I'm about 2 minutes away from home, and 3 cop cars passed me, and they stopped. I don't know how they knew it was me or how they knew my car or whatever, but they knew that I was associated with the people that were stuck in this house, which is Zoe and Lexi. They said, hold right there, and they got in the car and they took off, but they told me to stay. So I just stayed there for 5 or 10 minutes, freaking out, like in shock on what's going on, and I literally can't do anything about it because I don't want to go there when they told me not to. So then like 10 minutes passed by, I'm still in my car, and I FaceTime Cody, and Cody says, you can come now, they're here, they're going throughout the whole house. So that's at the point where I turned back on my car and I started driving.
As soon as we heard the banging outside, we immediately ran inside the house. We grabbed a drip and we ran completely into Cody's room. We locked this door and this door because he has a door right here and a door right here, like the door that you walk in and the door to the bathroom. We locked that one and the bathroom door. We were literally in the corner all huddled up. I had to hold like Drip's mouth at a point because he was like barking. And we were like freaking out, shaking, crying. I was like, what's gonna happen? And then all of a sudden I hear banging in my house. Like I hear somebody in the house. And that's when I literally lose my mind. I call the police. I'm like, yo, there's an intruder. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's in my house, but somebody's in my house. Gave them the address. Literally freaking out. Called Colby. Colby was 30 minutes away. Got here in 10 minutes. Have no idea how that had happened. We were in the bathroom. All of a sudden, all these cop cars show up. Lexi's like, let's go downstairs and unlock the door and go outside. And I'm like, okay. So we're like scared half to death. We open the door. Then we come out this one. We open the door, like looking around the room, making sure nobody's in there. And then we go out this one and we just run as fast as we can down the stairs. So we went outside, was sitting with the cops and Colby. Cody shows up. LAPD is such good people. Like, they came there so fast. They got there within 5 minutes of me calling. And the officer even had us stay on the line until they knew that we were safe. So I just want to, if it wasn't for police, I don't know what we would do, because I had no idea what was going on. But the door downstairs was unlocked when the police had checked it out. It was unlocked. It wasn't locked.
We eventually walked back up to your house. We were like 2 houses down, so we weren't like at the exact scene. But they said to check it out. They went through everything. They went through every single room, every single like crawl space, every single attic, and they checked every little piece of our house to make sure no one was in here. It's a surprise that no one was in here. So our theory is that someone was in our house. So obviously you guys could hear the steps from the video. So our main idea is that someone was in the house, and the cops think that as well. But they did have about probably 10 minutes to escape, because when they initially heard the steps, they ran all the way upstairs, and then they called the cops. So they probably had about 5 to 7, 8 minutes to get out of the house, just to walk out the side door and just go up a few houses, or start running. Or you guys can go back through our backyard and like climb up like 5 feet, which it is so easy to climb up there, and then you're like nowhere near in the neighborhood. So it is a complete possibility that they just left once they heard they called the cops, or once they heard someone in the house. I don't know if they even knew that anyone was in the house. So once all the cops cleared out of the house, they told us to walk back in and to check everything to make sure that we're all safe. We asked them to stay for about 2 to 3 minutes so that we could check everything before they left. We checked everything. We went back down, talked to the cops for about 10 minutes, and that was like the main ending of the story. They left, and we just talked about it for a few minutes inside our house, making sure everything was safe. We checked every part of our house as well, and no one was here, nothing was moved, nothing was touched. So it's a very weird type of story, but...
I want to mention one thing though. The cops did tell us, and Colby told us too, that when Colby was speaking to the police, they said that normally when people are going to rob a place, or they're going to do something like as a threat kind of, they will make noises to see if somebody will hear it, and if somebody's home, they will leave. So it's like, the theory is that they were making those noises to see if somebody was home.
They wanted to test how fast that we would notice it, or how much time that they could come in the house and out of the house. They were just testing every possibility in our theory. So, I mean, that's just the main part of the story.
It was very, very scary. My first ever, like, freak out. And normally, like, I like scary stuff. And this was so scary. I literally, like, I was always like, and the funny thing is that, like, I told Lexi, I was like, don't be scared. And then I was like, you know what, I'm scared. Like, that's how scary this situation was. And it's not a joke, and it's not like something that we would just post on YouTube or whatever.
So after all the cops left, we just gathered up in Zoe's room, and we talked about all the possibilities, talked about, on what we checked. We locked every single door, we locked every single window, made sure everything was intact. And then we just went back to our normal routine and went to sleep like nothing ever happened. But it was just such a scary night for us, and we would never want that to happen again. I just want you guys to imagine, like, I wasn't even home, I didn't even know what was going on. I just called my girlfriend, and she's bawling her eyes out saying that someone was in the house. And then the cops told me I couldn't go to the house. So, like, I was just in shock, like, I didn't know what was going on. I was just so frightened, confused. Like, even I thought this was some sort of prank, but it really wasn't. It was a completely serious situation, and we just wanted to make everything clear and make sure everyone had a complete understanding of what happened tonight. It was a completely serious situation, and we just wanted to elaborate and make sure everyone had the clear story on what happened. People were talking about Drip, saying that Drip got taken away, but Drip is completely fine. He never left the house. We don't think he was ever touched. We don't think anyone ever entered our actual house, but the basement part of our house, which is like a side apartment type of thing. We do believe that someone was in there. But that is going to be the end of the story, and we wanted to share with you guys because it was already out on social media since Zoe was live when it was happening.
Even the police and Colby thanked me for going live. My first intention was, if anything was to happen, like, even when I'm in a sketchy Uber, I go live. And they thanked me for going live, because if it wasn't for my live and you guys screen recording, they wouldn't have heard any bangs or anything. And even one of the people in my live had called the police too. There was like 4 people called on our house. Cody, me, Colby, and then a supporter. So whoever that was, thank you.
Anyways, that is going to be today's video. I'm sorry it was such an extreme, intense video for you guys, but I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope everyone is now cleared up from this whole situation. We thank you guys for understanding, and we appreciate all the help that you guys have given us, all the support that you guys have given us. Thank you guys all for watching, and we will see you guys next video. Bye.